So next would be Renato Sarc or Professor Pomberger. Professor Sarc, or whoever wants to answer. But I think it's going to be Professor Sarc. The first question would be, what are the main measures to reduce landfill rates on a national level in Europe? What could be done better, maybe? Yeah.
So thank you very much. So I would like to talk about 3 topics. Yes, the first topic is very simple. If you want to reduce landfilling, you have to ban it. Like, for example, in 9 countries within the EU. Also the situation in Austria, it was banned 2004, in Germany 2005. So you define the clear date, I don't know, 2030, yes, so that companies and the municipalities have enough time to prepare for this, and you ban it. The second possibility is to introduce taxes, because we all know waste goes always the way of the cheapest money. And if you tax the landfill, then it will become more expensive. It means alternatives, meaningful and sustainable alternatives will become cheaper. So the waste will change the way it goes. And then you also can develop your structure, your infrastructure, your collection system, and all other topics. So taxes or ban are our first topic. The second topic is when you want to develop something, you need legal security. Yes, as I said before, if you set the deadline for 25 and you postpone this deadline for 5 times, then you will ruin a lot of municipalities, a lot of companies who are investing money in treatment capacities, because you will build up infrastructure, but waste will still go to the landfills. So legal security is very important nowadays, especially in the time that we have, where where energy is very pricely, where infrastructure is pricely, everything is very costly, and you have invested a lot of money in the infrastructure. And the third point means infrastructure. At the end of the day, if you want to reduce landfills, you need to invest in infrastructure, because alternative to the landfills is treatment of waste, and treatment requires a good infrastructure. It means mechanical treatment plant, biological treatment plant, energy treatment plant, also the SRF production plants. So all these plants have to be built up, and that means you need investments on long term, and therefore you need a planning security next to the legal security, so that you can build up a completely new waste sector that is still not available in a sufficient amount in European municipal waste sector. Thank you.
Yeah, super. Thank you.
May I add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, if we are talking about waste fuels, SRF, we also must talk about the waste management system. And if we're talking about the waste management system, we must talk about the landfills. Yeah? You know, it's not possible, from my point, to argue for SRF if we don't argue against the landfills. So, you know, there is one of the fundamental laws of waste management is waste goes the way of the cheapest money, hopefully within the regulation. Yeah, you know, and we have to see that landfilling, from a short perspective, is the cheapest way to do it. Yeah? And so if you have landfill as the basis of a waste management system in a country, without taxes, it's the cheapest way, and it will be very hard to build up kind of incineration system, RDF, SRF system. Yeah. So we have to look at the landfills, and from our perspective, SRF and co-incineration is a very good way to displace landfilling. And it's not just about incineration. So SRF is a combination with recycling. So everybody thinks it's a question of landfilling or incineration. No, that's not right. We have done different publications and models about this. The way is get away from landfilling, and it's the way to incineration and recycling. No, that's and, that not or. Yeah? So this is a higher level of waste management system. Yeah? And let's say that's a political decision. If we want this, it will be at the whole system. It will be it will be more expensive at the whole thing. Yeah, the whole system. Yeah?
Okay.
And the methods for politics is maybe, for example, the landfill ban. Let's say that's the Austrian and German method, yeah, to ban something, yeah. But there could also be a kind of landfill tax, yeah. Just let it open. But every year, the landfilling will be taxed a little bit more, and at some point it will be the better solution, economic solution to change. So that's my addition to Renato's words.
Super, thank
May
you.
I also add something?
Yeah, Hubert, go ahead.
Even Roland is just blaming on us on banning everything. No, I think the Austrians did it much more better because you raise the taxes and therefore you do not have any shortage in the supplying of an MBT plant or something as we had in Germany. As Renato mentioned, we had 10 years of preliminary work, and finally, in the past 2 years or 3 years, we established all over Germany this NBT plant. It was a horror. During that time, I switched from the cement industry to the NBT management, and I had the trouble in expertise and everything. No, but what is also very important, my experience is, as Roland mentioned it a little bit, is the taxing or the disposal fee, the funding of this system. It's very important, even for the Eastern countries. They have a, more or less, for my personal opinion, is the curious taxing disposal fee, because they had it per square meters or per capita living in a flat or somewhere. It's more or less a hidden tax. But you have to establish, even my recommendation for the Eastern countries is, you have, when you're planning a landfill ban or a tax on the landfilling, then you have also to raise the disposal fee. And this disposal fee should be collected or connected or linked in mandatorily to the polluter pay principle. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a key to start the systems. When we talk about solid recovered fuels or alternative fuel in the thermal processes, we are only settling the horse from the back. So the first step is really to establish a legal frame with a taxing system, to getting the disposal fee, and what is also very important, the enforcement and the monitoring, the control of this system. Mm-hmm. Thanks. That's my additional words.
Super, thank you very much. In the meantime, we have 2 questions from Daniel Moser. Daniel, do you want to unmute yourself and ask them?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, fine. Yes. I would have 2 questions. I don't know whether they relate to any of the speakers of the panel. However, I mean, of course, they relate a little bit. The first question would be, would there be a potential for the reduction of solid municipal waste if consumer products were taxed according to their total carbon footprint, which means, of course, this includes production, the use of the products, and the end of cycle properties of these products? And the second question would be, is there any research within the European Union into solid oxide fuel cells using municipal solid waste directly as a fuel. I came across a research project in Japan where they tried to establish this.
Yeah, super. Thank you, Daniel, for the question. And what institution are you from?
I'm from the municipality of Innsbruck.
Ah, yeah, super.
Department for Climate Neutral, for a climate neutral city.
Super. Our favorite Austrian city of Innsbruck. Roland, do you see?
Yeah,
Prepared.
first question. I'll look at the question.
First,
You know, you know, that's a really a big question. How to influence consumption? Yeah, you know, from theoretical base, it's really possible. Just make the products more expensive. We will consume less, and this will have a smaller impact. You know, that's the let's say very simple effect. But on the other hand, maybe we are ruining our economy. That's the other effect. The question is, let's say, the producer responsibility. So if there are negative effects, to implement it in the products, costs. This is the concept of extended producer responsibility, which is not at all products, but just at some products. We try to implement it on international and national level. So it's a very, you know, it's a very complicated thing to influence the product markets. Yeah. And on the other hand, it's just my opinion. I'm not the expert on this. Yeah. The second thing, I've just looked at this paper in just some seconds now. You know, that's quite interesting research on basic questions. Yeah, that's really Grundlage. It's basic research. This is so far away. Well, it's so far away from let's say from the engineering and from the implementing into our systems. Maybe that could be an interesting way, but let's say this kind of research to implement it, maybe this will last 20, 30, 40 years, yeah, from my perspective. But I've just checked it with some seconds, so that's also just a kind of opinion.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any more comments on this, ideas?
maybe just a short one regarding products. Yes, the new eco-design directive that is elaborated and will further be elaborated for different topics and so on is let me say, at the European level, one topic that is very important for future also product development, because it should, a more eco-design should be considered for new products. But this is a topic that is ongoing, and also the modulation of this topic is in working procedures, so to say. So it's a topic that is coming. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much.